Next, we're going to have virtual training delivery.
Would you like to flip through or you want me to? I can do it. Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lulu Sang from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. I'm associate professor of engineering fundamental department. My topic is about best practice and methods for virtual training delivery. Here's I putting a comic and to show you. Probably a lot of you already know. This is probably FAA and ATC's currently facing the biggest issue is the shortage of the well-trained, highly qualified workforce and tremendous strengths, and which actually come to reach a crisis level. So how to solve the problem? And we'll look into it and find the solution. So I will give you an outline here to cover the current problems, give the project description, our investigation team, industry partners, show you the objectives and goals and statement of work and our project timelines. So the current problems, if you research online, there are many articles talked about the mass retirements and the knowledge transfer between the generations. Here's I include a graph. It is actually published by FAA. The agency is expected between 2012 to 2021. They expected around 12,000 workforce, which means ATCs, and they are going to lose due to the promotions, retirement, resignations, and attrition. So the knowledge transfer is critical. And we know that there are 3 generations in workforce. And in ATC workforce, there are 2 generations. They are boomers and generational Xers. So boomers, they are born between 1946 and 1964. They are the people who are diligent and independent, resilient, and they love to work in the multicultural setting. They use old mode of communication, such as landline phones, dumb phones, and emails as their communication tools. To the generation Xers, the other people who are born between 1965 and 1980. So the other people's, individualistic, and the other people's, if they do not like the current management, they don't complain. They will move to the other position. They are technologically adapt, but comparing to the millennials, the other people, who are born between the 1980 to 1999, they are the digital natives. So which means to us, this is a digital life, but to them, it is a part of their life. So technology transfer becomes critical, and then we need to find a way, so to make sure, we can use their strengths, and we'll make sure that, we'll be able to find the best method, the best tools to transfer the knowledge and to help the new generations to adapt to the new world. So here's we believe the current class instruction, the on-the-job training, and the computer simulation will not work effectively because of the mass retirement. And we need to identify the best way to transfer the knowledge. So because millennials, they have expertise in media, tools, and technology than the boomers. So we believe the virtual training delivery becomes a necessity. The virtual training environment needs to be an interactive learning community, which means the scenario-based learning, the gaming, the simulations, they need to be incorporated into the ATC training mobile devices. So we'll be able to have this real-time participation, and we'll be able to switch the education from the teacher-centric learning to the learner-centric learning. And we'll be able to do the pre and post assessment, and we'll make sure that we can develop the additional knowledge bases such as databases and repositories and containing best practices and lessons. So the investigation teams, I'm the PI, so I'm responsible for the coordination of this proposed whole project. My background is engineering, mechanical engineering. My current research is engineering education. I'm working on the virtual trainings and flipped classroom, hybrid class design. One of my SF funded project is about how to apply the second language acquisition to the programming language study in a hybrid learning environment. So I'm very excited about this project. I have hired an undergraduate student researcher. Here I want to thank Sid for his tremendous help, and she has started work on the literature reviews, and she's going to help me collect and process the data and help disseminate the results. Sid McGurkin, he's going to be my consultant, and he's going to offer the suggestions to this project. We have started a couple of conversations and to see how to make this project a success. So our industry partners, we have started the conversations with a couple of the industry partners right here. I'm open to everyone, so if you are interested in this project, please talk to me, and we'll figure out ways, so that to collaborate to do this project together. So objective and goals. So the virtual training delivery method, associated maintenance processes and infrastructure requirements will be studied, and a high-level overview of the virtual training practices and methods will be studied, and will give the recommendations for changes to the training process. And so it is a potential impact on training for both the current and future training delivery system. The statement of the work, so the project will research best practices and methods to migrate to the virtual classroom environment with full immersive simulation and instruction. We'll study all the training courses provided by the different organizations, such as the industry partners and also the FAA Academy. And me actually changed my flight as well tomorrow, so I'm excited to go to see FAA Academy. And Shafar and I, actually both of us, we changed our flight, but it's going to be an exciting tour. We expect it. So. training into the remote location, refreshers, recurrent and skill decay problems will be examined. The current FAA operations will be researched as well. A virtual training delivery methodologies associated with maintenance processes, infrastructure requirements will be proposed. Here is a timeline. So we have already started work on the literature review and intense background research. We're going to develop the questionnaires. We will work with the industry partners and the consultant to show the finding and to look for the solutions. We're going to study the finding and propose the virtual trainings delivered method by the August 2017, and from the April 2017 we'll start the questionnaires and the surveys. So the publications, I will say here is under the permissions of my technical monitor, Tony Chu. Unfortunately, he is not here, but I will talk to him, and if possible, and we may have some publications. Quarterly meetings, and including the semi-annual meetings, and they are included here. We'll start to write the report, the quarter report, and continue to work on the quarter reports and revise the reports as you see here in this timeline table. So by January 2018, we're going to finish the final report to FAA. So this is a 15 months project started back to the September 30th, and will be finished by January 1st, 2018. I think that's about my project. Thank you.